Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a different kind of story time. These are the kind of videos that really spurred me on to make my YouTube channel. And these are the kind of things that I want to be talking about, and they're not all the happy, funny, light-hearted story times, experiences, advice videos. This is going to be my story time about my unhealthy relationship with food. And I am very open, very honest. I am such an open book. Ask me any question and I'll tell you the answer. Like, I am such an open book, which I think it's just so important for people to talk about things that they went through, things people struggled with, and then in turn it can try and help somebody else. I'm going to start with when I acknowledged that things were changing. And I was about 14, 15, and I had moved from Hinckley to Rugby, and it was a move that I didn't want to make. My mum needed to move closer to work. She worked in Rugby but was living in Hinckley. It was a long commute and she wanted to move closer to work. So I was pulled out of school. I was in year 9. I was about to pick my options for my GCSEs. I was pulled away from my bestest friends. I had a really good friendship group. We're about to start the next chapter of our lives, and then I got taken away from my school and went to Rugby. So I was about 14, 15 and I started this new school. I feel sorry for my mum now because I must have made it really difficult, because there was a month to 2 month period where I didn't speak to mum. I really didn't want to make the move. I didn't want to move away from my friends. I didn't understand why we had to move. I just didn't want to. I don't really like change, and I definitely did not like that change at first and didn't understand why we had to do it. So the way I dealt with this change was to eat, and I can't really remember. I must have been maybe a size 10, size 8, size 10 before we made the move. So we moved to start this new school. The people there were very different to the friends I had back home. And yeah, so the way I dealt with that is I ate and ate and ate and ate. And I ballooned very quickly from a size 8, size 10 to a size 14, and sometimes, like some places, size 16 as well. So because I gained such an amount of weight so quickly, my body was changing. I had stretch marks on my boobs, really big stretch marks on my hips, which are still there now, but they're white, but they're still quite big stretch marks on my hips. Nothing was fitting me, and it was like I was oblivious really to what was actually happening. And I think I was kind of aware that I was putting on weight and my body was changing, but I didn't really care. My eating habits were, I would just eat what I wanted when I wanted. And I suppose really that's kind of a normal 14, 15-year-old mindset, is to just eat what you want, don't really care of the consequences. So that's what I did. I would have 2 chocolate croissants for breakfast with a coffee. Then I'd go to school and have my packed lunch. I would also eat other people's packed lunches if they didn't want their food. So I'd be eating my own packed lunch, other people's packed lunches. And then as soon as I come home from school, I was starving, and then I would eat a chocolate bar. And then for dinner, I would have maybe a pizza, and then I'd also have some chocolate at the end of the night. And this kept going on and on until I decided that I didn't want the chocolate croissants in the morning anymore. That way they weren't really satisfying. So what I would move on to is I'd have those, you know, those Cadbury's chocolate puddings that you'd put in the microwave, tip them upside down, you've got the chocolate sauce on top and the chocolate cake in the middle. I would have those for breakfast. I had one of those for breakfast, and we used to get a big carton of custard, and I put the custard on top, and that would be what I'd have for breakfast. Chocolate cake and custard. Again, have my lunch, my packed lunch, eat other people's packed lunches, and then come home, have a chocolate bar, have what I'd have for dinner, and probably have more chocolate as well. So that's kind of how my eating habit started, and I realised, well, I didn't realise, but that's looking back when I can remember, things started to change and my eating habits started to change. At the ages of 14 and 15, you're so vulnerable to what other people think of you. Your popularity in school is everything. What people think about you and their opinions of you is more important than what you think of yourself. So I remember at that time people started to get boyfriends, male attention, and that just wasn't my experience at all. No one paid me any attention, no boys looked at me, and I didn't really have a boyfriend at all during school. So then moving on to when my habits changed from overeating to undereating. So when I went to college, then it was like a fresh start for me. I was 16 and I started to restrict my food. So my food habits changed from having like chocolate cake for breakfast, eat everyone else's lunches, eat my own lunch, have chocolate again, have dinner, have more chocolate, to then having I became very conscious of my fitness pal. I tracked all of my calories. I cut out milk, butter, lots and lots of things that I knew like you could do without. So I'd drink black tea in the morning, I'd have no breakfast, then I'd go to college and I wouldn't bring a packed lunch with me. So I'd be sitting there in lessons and my stomach is growling because I'm so hungry, but at the time I just saw that as an achievement, which is so unhealthy, but I just saw that as like, oh, I'm doing good because I can feel that I'm hungry, my stomach's making noises. I thought I was doing well. And then I'd come back home and I'd have a plate the size of like a lunch plate, and that's what I'd have my dinner on. So I'd have maybe a bit of chicken and vegetables, but no wedges, no chips, no carbs at all, just a really small bit of chicken and then just like 1 or 2 vegetables and a bit of gravy, and that would be my dinner. And then I wouldn't have anything then until the next morning where I'd have my black tea again. So this went on for a couple of years, basically the whole time that I was at college. So then I went from a size 14, 16 all the way down to a size 8 again. But because I did that so quickly, that's when other people started to notice what had happened. And at the time, again, I was oblivious. I was really happy that I lost weight and I got down to a size 8. I was going clothes shopping loads. I was spending all my money on new clothes. I would just love the fact that I could fit into size 8, and only like not that long ago that I was in size 14, size 16 clothes, and I was kind of wearing the kind of things that my friends were wearing and looking like my friends again. And that what came with that was getting more attention, more male attention, people noticing me. So I thought, oh, I'm doing well, I'm doing good, I'm going to carry on. So this all went on for, like I say, a little while, and then my English teacher must have made a comment to our personal like tutor, I can't remember the name, at college. So it wasn't until I got pulled over by her and she would ask me if I was okay, was I hurting myself, was I making myself sick, just making sure that I was okay, that basically am I alright, am I doing anything to hurt myself. And at the time I thought, I'm fine, you're being so dramatic, there's nothing wrong with me. No, I'm not making myself sick, I'm not hurting myself, I'm fine, like leave me alone. And it's not until I look back now that I think, of course you were worried, because I was literally just I came into college one size and left a completely different size. And I was just like, because I am so tall, I'm 5'10", I don't suit being so super skinny. A size 8 does not suit my body. I've realised I did not suit the weight that I was at that time. My legs, because I'm so tall, were really, really skinny. When I wore leggings, I'd get comments like, you're so skinny, you need to put some meat on your bones, like all those kind of comments. And at the time I just thought, oh, you're so annoying, like you don't realise how hard I had to work to get to this size, you don't realise how hard it is to lose weight. But then I was kind of getting comments about, you're so skinny, put some meat on your bones. But then I was also getting male attention and just attention like I wish that I got when I was 14 at school that I didn't get, I was now getting. So that's kind of when other people noticed the change in me and people started to say something, which is funny because no one says anything when you put weight on. No one says, you're getting a bit chubby, or I care about you, you're putting on a bit of weight. But as soon as you go too skinny, everyone feels like they can say, oh, you're so skinny, like you're just skin and bones, you need to put some meat on your bones. So that's what other people started to notice. And then I started to make a change from that mentality to when I was 18, I would say. And I met my boyfriend when I was 17, and then when I was 18, we were kind of going out all the time, going for meals, doing loads of things like you do when you first get into a relationship. And that's when I started to put a little bit of weight back on. And again, I was sort of conflicted between, oh, I looked so nice, I can't fit any of my clothes anymore. So my weight was fluctuating again. And I think really, I don't think I actually got into a really proper healthy mindset with my eating habits and my relationship with food until now. And even now, there's days where I think, oh, I wish I was a bit skinnier, or I need to eat a bit better. Even now, like because of quarantine, I've gained weight, so I'm trying to lose weight but do it healthily. I am back on my fitness pal, but not in the same way that I was before, restricting and just counting everything that I eat and being really, really strict and not allowing myself to have food. I have slowly started to make a change to my mentality towards food and my relationship with food, but it is really hard. And I think at age 14, 15, you're going through such a huge change, going from just a child to a teenager and being more independent, and people becoming a lot more aware of the way they look and the way they present themselves, that it was really hard. It is really hard for everyone to just kind of go on and not become self-conscious, but not to the point where I was kind of went from one extreme to binging and being naive and just eating whatever I wanted, to then a couple of years later being really restrictive and not eating anything at all. So that's my story about my relationship with food. I am pretty sure that I've done maybe 1 or 2 blog posts kind of around this topic, but not so bluntly. I think in ways I've kind of like made jokes about it, or just like kind of brought it up, but not really. But I'll link some of those down below. But that's it for this video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.